Hello everybody, it's Little Blue here. It's Monday today, and I know a lot of people suffer from the Monday blues. I have always been one of those people. I hate Mondays, always have, but I try to make it positive in my way that I do, and I deliberately didn't put baby Blue into preschool on a Monday. So me and her can spend some mother-daughter time together, and it gives us a day in the week where we can go and do things when it's not too crowded and all of that before she starts school. So Mondays have become really lovely. However, today I was not feeling it. I had the Monday blues because I'd had some really awful news yesterday evening, and it had triggered my PTSD symptoms, and it made me really stressed, and it just it was one of those things that escalated and I started worrying about everything. Was not feeling it this morning. So me, my mum and baby Blue all decided to go off to Chessington Garden Centre for lunch. And we'd seen that they were advertising, they got like children's events going on from last weekend right through till the beginning of November. So we thought, go and see what's on. They didn't have a specific event on for today, but we thought that was good because it meant it wouldn't be busy. So off we popped to Chessington Garden Centre, and outside they had this big inflatable mummy with a witch. We're like, oh, Halloweeny stuff. Got some pictures. But as we walked in, we were hit in the face with this wonderful smell of Christmas. It was that lovely spicy sort of citrusy smell. And they had a little display, and it was like, oh, that's so lovely. I love that. And then we walked through the automatic doors, and oh my goodness, it was like the North Pole had thrown up all over the garden centre. There was tinsel everywhere. There were baubles. There were inflatable Father Christmases. There were Christmas decorations. There was even more candles being burnt and potpourri. And it was crazy. And like in your bog standard garden centre, you'd have one designated area for Christmas. So it'd be a wall or just like a little square in the middle. But no, Chessington Garden Centre, half of the room was dedicated to gold and red, and the other half of the room was dedicated to blue and silver. And then you walk around a corner, and then it's purple and pink. And then you walk around another corner, and it's a forest of Christmas trees. And then you see all the lovely outdoor lights and animals and figures that you can buy for your garden. And it went on and on and on. And I swear the only parts of that garden centre that didn't involve Christmas were the toilets and the cafe. And I'm sure somewhere in that cafe there was a mince pie. There has to have been. But oh my word, it was crazy. And the thing that really got me excited was they had this room with all those little mechanical models, like ornaments, where they move. And so you've got a little choo-choo train going round, or you've got a Ferris wheel, or you've got some kids skiing, things that you can make a little model town out of. And they'd done a display and it looked amazing. Sort of really Scandinavian, old-fashioned Christmas. And I loved it. And the thing that it did, even though it is October and it's like gone madly Christmassy, it really cheered me up. And my inner Scrooge died when baby Blue was born. When I became a mum, I started loving Christmas again. I started feeling the magic, and I absolutely loved it. Before, if you mentioned Christmas before the beginning of November, I'd have gone mad. But do you know what? This was fantastic. I really got into the Christmas spirit. I got really excited. And all of those feelings of Christmas from when you're a child just come back. So it's that feeling of family and that feeling of planning what Christmas Day is going to be like, and that excitement of all the food you're going to eat, or the excitement of all the presents you can buy people. And yeah, I just cannot wait for Christmas now, which is ridiculous. It is October, for crying out loud. But the thing is, I took the positives from it. I didn't go all, oh God, what are they doing? Oh, I've got to get out of here, blah, 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 it's Christmas. I took the positives from it and I embraced it, and I feel so much better for it. Monday blues washed away. Thanks, Christmas. But we had a really lovely day, and we'd had a night, even baby Blue was a bit upset. She's got a bit of a cough, and I had to put a very sad baby Blue to bed because of Strictly and the results with Diane Buswell and Dev Griffith going out. And it was really sad and such a shock But didn't I say in my last podcast it was going to be a shock week? It always is. Week 4, week 5 is always a shock result week. But never in my wildest dreams did I think it was going to be Dev and Diane at all. I had other people in mind, but I couldn't believe it. And yeah, it was sad. And it's just all part and parcel of the show, isn't it? It's a TV show at the end of the day. And I really did feel for Diane because she was so upset. And yeah, Dev looked so shocked and they should have gone further, etc., etc. But it's a TV show at the end of the day. It's not life or death. And Diane Buswell is the type of person who is so positive. She will keep going. She'll have her moment to sort of let out all the really hurt feelings and all of that, and she'll get that out of her system, but then she'll carry on. She'll be a professional, she'll come back to Strictly, and she will be amazing. And Dev's the same. He will find an opportunity. He'll think, okay, so this hasn't gone in my favour. I've now got some time on my hands. I could take on some new opportunities that I may not have been able to do if I'd been in Strictly. And they're the type of people that do that. And I think that is how we should all be. When something is taken away from us that is out of our control, when life feels like it's just spiralling the wrong way, I always think you should tell yourself, the universe has another plan for me. There is something that I need to be doing later, that if I'm doing this now, I'm not going to be able to be there and take that opportunity, and I'm going to miss something bigger than this. And reading all the comments on Twitter and Instagram today, all the people going, oh, it's a fix, I was trying to ring and I couldn't get through, and we should all petition Strictly's a fix and blah, blah, blah. People really getting up on their high horse about it. And I'm just thinking, I'm a fan. I love Diane. I love Dev. I think it is unfair that they had to go when they didn't deserve to. But it's all part and parcel of the show. And if the phone lines had gone down, fair enough. That isn't fair and that is awful. But at the end of the day, it's a game show. It's Dev and Diane that are feeling the pain. The people watching it should just... It just baffles me how people can get so irate about smaller things like that. Then when there's more important issues like environmental issues or animal rights issues or political issues, people just don't do it in the same way. Like, we're not just talking about 1 or 2 people. We're talking about loads of viewers coming in, going blah, 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 blah. It's just crazy. But I know from interviews I've read of them and just from following Diane's vlog and stuff, that they are the type of people that will really just find a positive way around it. And it is so important. It's such a good way to be. So like today, we still went out. I didn't get bogged down with all these PTSD worries that I'd had. I still went out, even though I didn't feel like socialising, didn't feel like going out. I went out, and rather than getting annoyed about Christmas, I embraced it. And it made me feel so much better. It really, really did. And because I felt better, I felt like I could tackle my evening better. And Baby Blue was in a really lovely mood because I was in a really lovely mood. And it just really does just keeps everything going. You put something positive out, you will get positive results. It is so, so true. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but before I had Baby Blue, I had an ectopic pregnancy, which means the baby grows outside of the womb. And there's nothing you can do. You cannot save the baby. And if the baby remains, you basically die. My tube had ruptured. So I was dying and I had to have surgery. And the amount of emotions at the time I was feeling, I felt guilty because I was given life rather than my child. I didn't grow, my body sort of failed me. It didn't put the baby in the right place. I felt the loss of being a mother. I felt so, so sad. And also, it was around the time that I just found out that my best friend was dying of cancer too. So it wasn't a great time, but it was the first time I told myself, the universe has another plan for you. There's a reason you are not meant to be a mother just yet. Doesn't mean it won't ever happen, but there was a reason this happened. You need to learn a lesson from it. You need to not be somewhere so you can help someone else. So you can maybe be there for when Gemma needs you, because that's what's going on with her. And these are the thoughts that kept me going. And I stayed positive and I stayed motivated and I didn't let myself get bogged down in the doldrums at all. And the thing that came from it was baby Blue. And if you've ever met my daughter, she is the most unique, characterful little treasure. She's so funny. She's so sweet. She's kind. She's really compassionate. And she's got this really old, wonderful soul. She comes out with some of the most intelligent little things for a 3-year-old. You just stand in awe and amazed. And I know I'm her mother and I'm going to say stuff like this, but should I not have lost the first baby, she wouldn't be here. And that's the thoughts and the feelings and the gratitude that I hold on to. And I think it's important to take opportunities when you can, when something bad has happened. Be grateful for them, be appreciative of them, and learn how to accept kindness. Learn how to accept help from people. It's one of the things, actually, when the chips were down and things were really bad, it's something I've had to really teach myself, is how to accept help. Because it's so easy to say, can I help you with that? Oh, no, I'm fine. When really you do want the help. And I've learned to say, thank you. Yes, I do want help. And it has really been so important for me to get myself back on my feet. And it's also reminded me and made me want to do more for other people, because I want to repay the kindness that's been given to me. So where I can, I will do something. If I know a friend is feeling sad and I've got a few extra pounds, I go and get a cheap bunch of flowers. Doesn't matter that it's it's still a bunch of flowers. It's a gesture. And I will go, I'll write them a card and I will leave it on their doorstep, or I'll go and give it to them to make them smile, to cheer them up. Or if somebody is in need of a little bit of a pep talk, I'll write them a letter, a handwritten letter, and I'll post it to them. Or I will show them some pictures of some really great times that we've had and remind them that things are great and they've got some wonderful friends. There are so many things you can do without spending money. There are so many things you can do that no one else can for someone. And being kind and being good is all about recognizing when somebody needs that, the smaller things. And it is so important. It really is. Kindness, positivity, support, it's all so important, and it's what makes life worth living at the end of the day. So yeah, when the chips are down, remind yourself, you can do this, you've got this, there's better things around the corner. We're all making life up as we go, and you take what you can when you can, and you do what you can when you can, because nothing is guaranteed. I'm going to bring my podcast to an end there, but I really hope that's some food for thought, that if you are feeling low at the moment, there will be ways you can keep going. So just tell yourself, do you know what? I didn't get that. It is awful and I hate it, but I'm not going to let it destroy me. I'm not going to become bitter and twisted and revengeful and whatever. I'm going to move on from it, find something positive, and maybe a brilliant, more attractive and wonderful opportunity will present itself to me. Just have faith, have hope, and keep going. You can do this. I really, really know positive attracts positive, and good things will happen if you are good, kind, and positive. Anyway, I'm leaving it there. Have a fantastic week. Keep smiling. Take care.